Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday, Halloween Eve. if Halloween is your thing or not. I mean, who doesn't love candy? Um, and also, what I really, I'm just gonna be completely transparent. I'm gonna be very blunt. Halloween is one of my favorite holidays, and it's because it's so animated, right? You guys know me. Like I love like just the crazy colors and just the whimsical nature of of Halloween. I just think it's it's very colorful. And I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but I know everybody's like some people are on the fence about Halloween. They my wife hates it. She just can't stand it, and she just doesn't like all the ghosts and the stories and all that kind of jazz. Whereas me, personally, I think it's a lot of fun, to be honest. And so, anyway, happy Halloween Eve. Hopefully, you guys have had a good weekend, have had a good week. Just kind of waiting for a few people to arrive. So, little caffeine pick me up here. On a scale from 1 to 10, how was your week? Right? That's something I talk about in an episode of Calm It Down podcast. As far as, actually, ironically enough, this subject, I didn't even plan on going there. As far as just being able to talk to anybody, it's a wonderful question to just open up because it engages them. One of my kids came home today from school, and that was one of the very first questions I asked, which was on a scale from 1 to 10, how was your day? And because it gets away from the idea of just being like, fine, it was great, it was good, whatever, those one word answers. So it's really just a tremendous way to just get the engagement. Oh, well, my day was a 6, or it was an 8, or it was a 2. And so then you're able to kind of dialogue. Well, why was it a 2? Why was it a 6? Why was it an 8? So if you aren't using this, it's a wonderful way to either get your kids to talk or just to bring it up to somebody else, someone that you might see occasionally. So being that, well, first, so so this is live. And again, usually I don't have anything really prepared. I'm just kind of, going off of what I am feeling. And so, I want to return to the idea of us doing some breath work. I was at Stanford last week and with my trio, and we were playing, but I also was able to do a breath work session a few days before we performed. And it was really wonderful. I was nervous, as you could imagine, being that it is Stanford and, neurological science is kind of their thing. But it was really tremendous because we all, no matter where we are in life and no matter where we are in academia or just, wherever we are, we all have the things that we're working through, right? And so it's like, even if, a young person in junior high or a young person in elementary, they're going through some things, and just as much as like a college professor somewhere is going through some things. I won't share any names, but there was a person at the breathwork session who then came to the performance, and after the performance, she came up and said, I'm a teacher and I teach 6-year-old kids. And so I took some of the breathwork techniques that you taught the other day, and I started the class with it, with the 6-year-olds. She's like, I don't know what I was thinking. She's like, I got to give it a shot. I have to try. And, she walked them through some very basic, simple techniques that we went over at the breathwork session. And she said, I've never had a class so calm before. And she was in tears. I mean, she was like, I can't believe this. This is crazy. Where something so simple makes such a huge impact. And it's true. It's so true that breath work, it just almost gets ignored, right? And so I kind of want to stick with this for a little bit. One, because it's a passion piece of mine. It's something that I've really been studying, and I really am going further and further into, because the more that I find and the more that I open these doors about it, the more I learn that the tremendous effect of breathing the proper way and breathing specifically for whatever the situation may be, it's mind-blowing. It really honestly is. But we kind of dismiss it because we do it so much without even thinking about it. And again, it all goes back to the idea of, we don't need another life hack. We just need rest. And so breathing, in my opinion, is part of that rest. So I want to show you something really quick. I wasn't doing this because it's Halloween weekend, but I have from a certain coffee place some salted almond chocolate bites. So these are chocolate covered almonds. And I have to be honest, like anyone that knows me knows that I have a massive sweet tooth, right? Huge sweet tooth. The sweets are just, my wife is a baker and sweets are my Achilles heel. Now, truth be told, I know I talk a lot about sweet tooths. I know I talk a lot about chocolate chip cookies and sweets and whatnot, but in all sincerity, like it's not as much as what I portray it to be. It's not as frequent as I talk about it. Yes, I love sweets, all things sweets, but truthfully, we actually eat really healthy because there's a balance with everything. But I wanted to bring this up, being that tomorrow is Halloween. It's okay to have some candy, right? Because like if you have candy on one day, it's fine. It's a treat. Now, if I have candy second day, and then a third, and then a fourth, and then a fifth, it's actually pretty good. And if I have candy every day, let's say for a month, right? And I don't mean just like one. I mean like one of these bags. And I'm not going to read like what the details of them are. But if I were to have one of these bags every single day, what do you think is going to happen? Right? A litany of things. Probably some tooth decay, probably some weight gain, which that's just, whatever. Probably begin to affect a couple of things going on internally as far as your sugar intake and as far as like what the stressors it's doing inside your body, as far as just processing. And after about 30 days, your body is kind of like, okay, man, you should really, I'm beginning to see that this is becoming a thing. And, after 30 days and then 60 days, it becomes this habit. And that's the interesting thing that I want to point out about habits. Because what I'm wanting to show you is if we do something every day, such as sugar, it has an effect, right? So if we have, and I gotta be honest, it's a negative effect. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But if we turn this around and if we say, okay, so what things can I be doing that have a positive effect every day? And that's this right here. It's breath work. This Sunday thing on Twitch, I'm hoping that it's not just a once a week thing. If it is once a week thing, then at least you're doing something once a week. But I'm hoping that you create some calm, that you find 5 minutes to just be able to find a space and exhale. Because just as we see with sugar, that if we do this every day, it has an implication. The same thing reversed. If we take something positive and we nourish ourselves, not only physically, but also emotionally, it's going to have an impact. It's going to result in something that our body is just like, oh my word, this is so good. This is so good. Thank you so much for doing this, right? And so that's where breathing comes in. And so I know like it seems overly simplified to just close the eyes and to just breathe for a couple of counts, or noticing how all our stomach fills when we breathe, or just things that we're bringing our attention to. I know it seems overly simplified, but every day, twice a day for like 3 minutes, it makes a difference. And then guess what's going to happen? You're going to find that you're doing it for 2 weeks, and then you're going to find that you've done it for 30 days, and then 6 weeks and 8 weeks. And you find that, like, this little habit, this little routine that I've kind of taken 2 minutes out of my day, 3 minutes out of my day, it restores, and it makes me feel so good that now my 3 minutes is now 5, it's now 6, it's now 10, right? So I want to show you this thing called Ujjayi breathing, which is also called ocean breathing because it kind of sounds like the ocean in a roundabout way. And it's a really fantastic technique. I actually do it in the mornings to just start the breath work. So the way you do it is if you imagine the word hello. So if anyone's around you, you just look at them and say hello. Or if you're by yourself, you can look at me and say hello. Now, it's the part. If I were to clean my glasses, or if you were to fog a mirror, there's moisture when we do that. But what we're wanting to do is create that sound, but with our mouth closed. So we're going hello, hello. And if you notice, when you say hello or when you start doing this, your throat kind of restricts just a little bit, just a tenth, just a little bit, just a little. And so what we're doing is we're noticing the sound of that constriction as we breathe on the exhale. Let me get close to my mic. And so we're hearing ourselves breathe through kind of like the throat area. And the reason why we're doing this is because what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to pay attention to that sound. Now, we don't want to stress it so much to where it's like Darth Vader breathing. That's not the point. We're trying to relax. But the whole purpose is to like imagine that you're almost fogging a mirror or a window with your mouth closed. And as you begin to do this more and more, and you get into the practice of it, then being gentler with it, to the point where, like, if someone were sitting next to you, they wouldn't necessarily hear you, but you can hear it yourself. And so what we want to do is when we are breathing, we want to notice the sound of this breath, of the ocean breathing, of this Ujjayi. And so when we do this, this long exhale with this and then that's really all it is. We're literally just trying to, again, if you've watched these Twitches before, we're trying to take the remote control. We're trying to stop changing all the channels of our attention. And we're trying to put it onto one thing, and then we're trying to let go of the remote and leave it somewhere where we can't touch it. And so when we focus on our breathing, when we focus on one thing, that's what our mind is doing. We've stopped changing channels, and we're able to turn down the noise of the chaos by focusing on the noise that's emanating from our breath. So when we do this, we're just listening to our exhale. And the cool thing about ocean breathing or Ujjayi is that when we do get those distracting thoughts that we all get, we're able to go back and we're able to say, oh, you know what, let me go back and finish and focus on listening to my breath. Random thought, random thought, random thought over here, random thought over there. Return to the sound of the ocean breathing. And if you want to take it an extra step, there's a wonderful visualizer or visualization that you do with this. And as you're breathing, as you're doing this ocean sound, you're imagining the ocean as far as the tide coming in and coming out. And as the tide is going out, that is you exhaling. The wave comes in, that's your inhale, and then we exhale out, we ocean breathe, we exhale. Now, if you want to take it one step further, which is what I do every day, and also through various practices that I do, such as like even playing the piano, is when I exhale, I'm imagining that I'm exhaling out the previous day. Like everything that happened yesterday or everything that happened this morning. Or if I'm at the piano and before I start playing, I'm literally exhaling out everything that's happened up to that point, because I'm not going to retain that in my body anymore. So I'm going to let that go. Everyone always says, well, just let it go. How? This is a wonderful way of doing it. Just imagining with your eyes closed, when this ocean breathing, and so we have the tidal wave, we have the wave coming in and out, and as we exhale out, what I'm personally doing is I'm taking all those things that I've stored up in myself. Either I'm not playing well enough, either, my insecurities or whatever it is I'm working through, or maybe, something, computer crashed and lost like a lot of stuff, or just whatever it may be. I'm taking all of that out and I'm doing the ocean breathing, the Ujjayi of just being able to go. Does it fix the fact that a computer crashed? My computer didn't crash, but does it fix the fact that maybe a computer crashed? No, it doesn't fix it. But what it does is it gets you into that mindset of saying, okay, this is where things are. This is real life. Yes, it sucks that the computer crashed, and I'm only able to control what I can, right? And so when I sit at the piano before a performance or before recording, what I'm personally doing is I'm actually letting out all of those emotions that I've carried for the 40, how many ever years I've been playing the piano, 42 years I've been playing the piano, because you can't believe, once you start doing this, the emotions that come up that you didn't even know you were holding, the insecurities that you didn't even know you had, that will come up from 10 years ago. It's one of those things, when you start peeling back that layer and you start exhaling and washing this out with the tide, it's almost like another wave comes in and you're like, whoa, I really had forgotten all about whatever that was, whatever that emotion was. And I just, was way deep in the ocean, so to speak. So we're going to work on Ujjayi. I'm going to show you how to do it. Again, we'll do a couple together. I'm going to play for a little bit, and then that'll be it, right? But I want to go back to habits. Just as eating sugar every day has an impact, doing this every day also has an impact. Taking 5 minutes, put your phone on a timer for 5 minutes and listen to the sound of your voice doing Ujjayi. If 5 minutes is too much, do 3. Do 3 in the morning before you get out of bed. Do 3 in the evening before you turn out the light to go to bed. 3 minutes, that's all it is. It will set you up in the most beautiful way, I promise you. All right, so again, just imagine you're fogging up the window. I'm being a little exaggerated right now. I'm kind of over breathing, which we'll talk about that in another episode down the road. But I just want you to be able to hear. Again, it's some people teach with it being mouth open just to start. You can do that if you'd like, but I think you guys are pretty intelligent, so I think you can close your mouth if you want to. All right, so let's just do a couple of breaths. We're not going to count. We're literally just kind of breathe until we're just almost out of capacity. until your lungs fill empty. And then we're just going to take a breath in. All right, you ready? Let's just do a normal breath. No Ujjayi. Okay, so when you're ready, take an inhale. Nothing straining, just a normal inhale. And then an exhale with the ocean, breathing, imagining the waves. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I want you to keep doing this practice. I'm going to play a little bit. Inhale. Oh, I feel so calm right now. Exhale. How did you do? Hopefully great. I'm sure you guys did great. I'm sure you did. I believe in you. I know it seems too simple. I know it seems like taking even just 5 minutes and doing that. What good is it going to do? But if you notice how good you feel right now multiply that, right? That didn't take more than 3 minutes, maybe 5. And notice how you feel relaxed right now. Again, there's nothing wrong with being calm. There's not. And so doing this before you go to bed at night, doing this in the morning before the chaos begins, and then notice, give yourself a goal of a week. Like next Sunday, right? When we come back next Sunday, I challenge you to try this at least once a day. Twice a day, you'd be a superstar. Try it for a week, okay? And then if not, then, I'll give you your money back from today's Twitch. Kidding, this is free. The impact that it will have is so immense. And I'm just wanting you to be able to be present in your day and to notice your day and to notice your life, to notice what you're putting your hands to, what you're putting your efforts to, what you're putting your emotions to. I'm just wanting you to be able to understand what it is, because otherwise we're just walking through the day kind of mindless. What's the point in that? So next week, you have a challenge. Once a day or twice a day if you are a superstar. So I hope you're enjoying this. If you are, please leave a comment here. I'm sorry, the setup right now, I'm not able to kind of be live and interact. Working on that, just so you know. However, just drop me an email, chad@johnlawson.com. Or if you want, just, again, leave a comment and let me know. Let me know how your week goes. All right. So I wish you many blessings and much calm and peace and hope. And just wanted to say thank you for being here with me. It means a lot that you would take the time to share this with me, but also it means a lot that you're wanting to create that system inside of you of just being able to downshift, being able to calm. So, all right, I wish you well. Happy Halloween. Stay safe, and may all of our candy wishes come true. So just don't do it every day. All right, take care, you guys. Many blessings to you. Peace.